Do you want to scale your business, make a ton of money? Well, here's the deal. You've got to be more productive. In this episode of the Unlock Success podcast, I'm going to tell you the number one thing that you can do to have more productivity in your business, scale to higher levels, and ultimately have massive success.
This is the Unlock Success podcast. We're helping entrepreneurs around the world dive deep into the keys you need to shatter excuses, believe in yourself, and help you achieve your highest goals. Here's your host, 8-figure entrepreneur and the living legend of internet marketing, Anthony Morrison.
Hey, and welcome to a new episode of the Unlock Success podcast. Super excited to be with you here today. My name is Anthony Morrison, and I am thrilled to talk to you about how to be more productive, right? What if we could identify the things that destroy our productivity, right? And what if we could identify the one secret to creating more productivity in our day and in our lives, right? This is something that's super important to me because I've seen the difference that it can make. Like I've seen the difference that it makes when you wake up and let's just say you're going to work, right? And we'll just use productivity in terms not of family or anything like that, but just of work, right? If you're going to sit in the same place for, let's say, 8 or 9 hours a day, if you can identify how to be more productive, then as the week goes on, your stress level goes way down, right? And with lower stress becomes a happier sense of being, right? Because when we're not productive, ultimately we run everything up against deadlines, right? We bounce off these deadlines consistently and constantly, and that creates a lot of stress in our lives. And stress is a killer, right? So we want to reduce our stress. We want to become more productive. We've got to start asking ourselves some questions so we can identify what is going to hurt productivity, right? So let me ask you a question. Do you identify with any of these qualities? Narcissism, ego, maybe arrogance, or pride. The chances are, if you heard that list on its own, you'd quickly say, no way. But what if I told you that if you have trouble with delegating, then you probably struggle with the qualities I just mentioned above? Or how about this? The reason is delegating a task to someone other than yourself isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of humility. In fact, I'm tempted to say that our obsession with taking things in our own hands, right, and not allowing anyone else to complete a task for us is the number one killer of productivity in your business right now. So today I want to walk you through why delegation is so important for your business, no matter how big or small it is, and how avoiding it can actually turn you into a person you'd hate to become. How to become an expert delegator or manager, okay? That's what we're going to talk about. So here's the first step. Admit that there are things you're just not good at. Now listen, I didn't say admit that there are things that others do better. I said admit that there are things that you suck at, things you're not good at. Now, why is that an important distinction? Because if you honestly think you can do everything well, then at a certain point, you'll justify yourself doing it or like doing it yourself, right? So as I look at my business, just producing one podcast episode, okay? This includes filming, editing, research, script writing. Heck, you can even throw building out a podcast studio like this one in the mix, right? And if I honestly believed that I was fully capable of doing all of those things myself, just as good as anyone else, I would have found a way to do just that. And that would have destroyed my productivity. I would have never been able to produce as many episodes week after week, and I would have never been so focused on doing stuff that I hate rather than what I love, which is what's important to really grow this show. So you see, delegation requires you to squash your ego. It forces you to say, hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need you for this. Will you help me with this? But the results are worth it. And here's why. Because when the quality of your life, okay, and the quantity in your bank account are directly tied to how many hours you spend doing what you're gifted at, the amount of hours you spend on your strengths, the amount of time you spend focused on what's really going to move the needle in your business. Think about that. Just really think hard about it. Do you know that time that you spend doing things that you hate can actually be detrimental to your business, can actually hurt your business? I hope this actually excites you more than anything else, because it's quite freeing to know that the task you don't enjoy doing may not have to be done by your own hands. But I can already hear you saying, okay, that's great in theory, Anthony, but this stuff has to get done, and if I don't do it, who will? Here's what most entrepreneurs are surprised to find. There are people out there who love to do the things that you hate doing. It's true. Whether they're employees or freelancers or contractors that you can find on Upwork or Fiverr or somewhere else like that, there are people that are more than happy to take certain tasks off of your plate. And they won't cost an arm and a leg because, unlike you, they actually enjoy the certain tasks that you dread. Some people love writing code. I couldn't do it. I hate doing it. Some people love building funnels. I don't really particularly love doing that. Some people love writing ads. Some people love washing cars or fixing drains or working on a construction site, right? I may not enjoy doing those things. So why spend my time doing them when I can find others who will do them for me at a reasonable rate? Trust me, the time you receive back to work on your strengths within your business will more than pay for itself. So my challenge for you is to find those that are empowered by the very jobs that you don't enjoy in your business and see how it grows. Just see how fast your business will grow. Make a list of tasks that you need to accomplish. And then write them out and go through them one by one and ask yourself, does this drain me? Do I love doing this? Am I even good at doing this? Who can I ask to do this for me? And who can I hire to do this for me? The result will be far less wasted time, less wasted energy, and less wasted talent, and far more productivity and growth. You know, there's an old saying, and many people have said this in a billion different ways, so I'm just going to absolutely trash it, and I'm just going to say it. I'm going to deconstruct it and say it to you. But a lot of times people say, 80 to 90% of the success of your business is directly reflected upon the time that you spend working on 10% of the tasks in your business, right? Think about that. The rest of it has to get done, but it's not the most important things. It's not what's moving the needle. It's not what's driving the bus. It's not what's bringing in the income, right? So if you are focused on all of these other little things, then that means you're not focused on the percentage of tasks that are really and truly going to make your business grow. And that is not where you want to be as an entrepreneur. I have a very hard time with this myself. I'm always a do-it-myself type person. I love to just do everything myself. I have a hard time delegating, and I'm willing to admit that. I'm not a very good boss. And I still struggle with that. I have to remind myself all the time. In fact, this topic came up because I was thinking to myself that how much better I could be at this particular task of delegation and kind of handing things off to people and trusting them to do it. And that's one of the hardest things as an entrepreneur is trusting that someone else will get it done, right? That someone else will complete that task. It's kind of almost like you're putting the success of your business or the fate of your business in somebody else's hands. And that can be difficult. That can be hard. But like I said earlier, the reward from that is well worth the risk. Because when you find good people that love to do the things that you hate, what happens is, if you were to take your whole business and you were to slice it into, let's just say 10 pieces, okay? And let's say 4 of those pieces you're really good at and you love it, and when you're doing it, you're excited. And the other 6, you really hate doing it, but you'll do it anyway, right? What happens is the 4 pieces that you love, you do great at, right? You don't just try to get it done. You love it. You spend time on it, and it's awesome, and it's perfect. But the other 6 pieces fall short of the mark. They might not even be average. They might be below average, right? And so what happens is when the customer comes to your business, they experience all 10 pieces of the business, not just the 4 you loved. So while the 4 pieces that you worked on might do phenomenal and they might be great, it might create a great customer experience, 60% of your business is below par, right? Below average, not great. and the customers still experience that 60%. So if you hire somebody who's good at those things and they bring those levels of your business above par, right, to an above average experience, now when you get customers, all of a sudden, your customers have a great experience from start to finish. And not only have you created more productivity, but you'll create more business, right? You'll create more customers, more repeat customers, and ultimately a more profitable business and a more enjoyable business for yourself overall. So you have got to learn how to be more productive by delegating the things that you don't love to do and you're not good at in your business, right? I challenge you when you're finished listening to this to make a list. Make a list of the things that you're not great at, and then find somebody that's great at those things to do them for you. And watch your business over the next 30 to 60 days. You're going to see productivity through the roof, more things getting done, more revenue coming in, and happier customers. So hopefully this has helped you out. This is a topic that I think we all could listen to over and over and over again because being more productive really is the key to creating more success and to scaling your business. And if you learn this one thing, right, this one thing, and you learn it right now, and you master delegation, you can truly create massive success and a massively scalable business, which is what we're all really after. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of the Unlock Success Podcast.